Okay, so we're trying out the bend today, and it's really cold and raining, so wearing like the headband feels really comfy and stuff. So yeah, I guess we'll see how it is. I'm not gonna lie, when I'm doing cardio, like, well, towards the end we'll do the cardio, and I'm like, usually when I do have like a bun or something, my hair like unravels, and I have to always like put it up in a bun again or whatever. But we'll see. We'll see how it is. I think it'll be fine, but. We're gonna, sorry, I'm like giving a big sigh because, I guess it's just like the last video, like looking back, and you guys were, some of you in the comments were pointing out to me, like, don't be so hard on yourself about like hitting the same weight and like, like weight wise and strength and all that stuff, because I was just like, oh, I'm not hitting the same weight I usually do and all that stuff. And, we're on a cut. So I wasn't, I'm not expecting for us to get stronger, but I was just like, oh, I want to at least maintain the strength that we did gain for during the bulk. And I was like really hard on myself the last workout. And so that's why, like, when I look or I think about it, I'm like, man, like I was just too hard on myself. Like, why was I being like that? And I think the funny thing is, it's like I know why my mind goes there, because during the bulk, that's what I want to focus on. So I wouldn't like feel so concerned with being heavier and everything. I'm just like, let me focus on my strength and let me focus on, getting better in that. And I think it's just, as simple as our mind takes a while to like shift. And even if we know we want it to think a certain way, it's going to take some time, and it's not going to happen overnight. And as long as you acknowledge that, okay, my mind was on strength and getting better, like all that stuff, because that's what we were for months. That's what the focus was. And then now we're shifting the focus on, okay, yeah, well, maybe we won't be the strongest or everything, but we're on a cut. And we're physically going to start looking better, and focusing on that, and just realizing, yeah, it's not going to happen overnight. Our mind's not going to shift and be automatic like that, at least from my experience. And so I just look back and I'm just like, oh yeah, my mind still hasn't shifted. It's still in that mindset of like, being, I need to be at my best in strength and all that stuff. And but I think it's just super important to acknowledge or understand why you do think a certain way, because I feel like sometimes we don't understand for a long time. And then I think once you understand why you think a certain way, it's easier to make that shift, and then for it to slowly, you know, go towards what you do want it to like focus on and stuff. And it's crazy, like we still have our aha moments, I guess you can say, with things that, our mind was so used to thinking a certain way. And then it clicks to us being like, oh, I know why my mind always thought that way. Or I know why I always go there, because I'm so used to it. But I think once you realize why, it's easier to like, I don't know, I guess let me give an example, because honestly, it didn't really occur to me till I started making YouTube videos, because I've told you guys before, like, it was so hard for me to pick up the camera and be like, okay, like I'm gonna try and just document my journey and share it, and hopefully connect with others that I feel like, I don't know. So I feel like the longest time it took me to really do that, because I've told you guys before, like I come from a big family. There's 6 of us. And I've told you guys that, in my big family, like I'm the one that doesn't really excel at anything. It was always like my brother was like the smart one, or my sister was like the really talented one vocally, and then one was really great at art, and one was super smart and outgoing, and then everyone was just really amazing at certain things, and then there was just me. And that's why I'm like, I was like fine with that, because I was just happy and proud of like, oh my gosh, like, my siblings are so amazing and stuff. But that's why like I always took a step back, and And I think, and seeing that carried over for like, you know, wanting to try YouTube videos, because I'm just like, no, everyone else is like really great at doing that. Like, you know, I'm fine right here. I'm fine, you know, and all that stuff. But see, I'm sorry, like I'm getting all emotional about it because it honestly didn't like occur to me like that's what my mind would do to myself. Like I would always be like, I would always take a step back because I'm used to everyone else, you know, like being the best at something. And I'm used to like talking to myself, like I guess talking down to myself, being like, you know, you're not the greatest at this, you're not the greatest at that, like, you know, it's blah, blah, blah. And like, I feel like when, you know, I told you guys when I started telling myself, well, I'm going to try my best. I'm going to try my best and I'll just do that and see where that goes. And then, you know, realizing that me doing my best, I started being good at stuff. Instead of me just like taking a step back and being like, oh, maybe, you know, like, no, someone else will be really great at that. Someone else, you know, and never like believing in myself ever. And that mindset carried on for so long. And that's why like it really means a lot to me when you guys say you watch my videos and like you start believing in yourself. Because honestly, that shift takes a long time, and honestly it's like it makes me sad that, you know, I wish I would have realized it sooner. That, you know, we don't all have to be amazing at something. As long as we believe in ourselves and we do our best, like that's enough. Because I feel like, you know, I don't know, it hurts me that we're so hard on ourselves sometimes that it actually becomes like our downfall. And, you know, I still have to catch myself with certain things. And that's why I say, like, as long as you acknowledge why you think your mind goes a certain way, like, oh, I always do that, but I know why I always do that because I'm so used to that, but I want to change that, and just acknowledge that and like make that shift, you know, and like I said, it's not going to happen overnight, but you know, that's the start, because once you acknowledge why you do always think a certain way, you will start to change how you think and what you focus on and all that stuff. I really truly believe that, because that's what's happened with me, and it took me so long because I never understood why I always used to think that way. And, you know, and it helped me being surrounded by people that I guess truly, you know, believed in me and wanted me to have that mindset, and, you know, just wanted me to just, you know, just do my best. And that's why it's like, at the end of the day, like, I loved how someone said in the comments, you're just doing your best and you should be happy about that. And I'm like, you're right. Like, that's what I tell you guys all the time too. But, you know, I guess I'm telling you also, be patient with yourself with like, we know these things, and I know we all know these things, that how we should be, how we should act, how we you know, can get better, you know, mentally, physically, but it takes time. But as long as you are slowly getting there, you're doing your best. and I just wanted to share that with you guys, because if you're feeling like you catch yourself having a certain mindset, like as long as you know why you do think that way, and it'll slowly change, and it won't happen overnight, but it really it will. And yeah, just wanted to talk about that. But we are going to hit hamstrings and hamstrings and quads, hamstrings and glutes, and you know, I'm just gonna do my best, and we're gonna enjoy the workout. I'm feeling pumped, and it's gonna be fun. So let's head in there. And since it's a rainy, coldy day, usually the gym is pretty empty on days like this, so we'll see. Because you guys know I like the Smith machine on this day, on for hamstrings and glutes. So let's see if we get lucky, and yeah, like anyways, I'll catch you guys inside. Okay, so the machine I usually like using is taken. But I used to use this one in the very beginning, but I think I started to like holding on to some, well, I mean, we are holding on to something, but I don't know, I just got attached to the other ones. So I I just, because I know we're not worried about like strength or whatever, but I did want to bring up, just because I used to do these, and I used to do, or the, you know, the highest I would be able to do is like 140. on this machine. And then now coming back to it, you know, from a long time, I'm able to do 200 now. Like, I don't know, to me, that's crazy difference. And I guess I'm just saying that because, you know, I think it's just a funny moment that I had with myself, realizing, yeah, sometimes we're hard on ourselves and we're expecting things to change day by day or even months. But, you know, we need to give ourselves a lot of time. And when you look back years from then, you just realize, wow, like I did grow a lot. You know, I have improved a lot, whatever that may be. But as long as you're putting in the work, you are getting better. So it was just like a funny, or honestly, just like a cute reminder to me that, you know, we've come a long ways and I should be proud of that. So I just wanted to share that with you guys. And yeah, this is going to be my second working set. So let me just get into it. Ah, okay, we're stuck. Hold on. I do appreciate with the other machines though. I feel like I get a nicer stretch because the pads are higher, so my hamstrings get a nicer stretch. But you know, the machine you want is not always going to be open. So I do, but then you realize why you do like certain machines. Um, and also, I feel like we can actually do more weight than this. I don't feel like those were too intense. So I'll go ahead and higher the weight, and then we'll do some RDLs. But kind of, yeah. Oh well. As you guys can see, the gym's pretty empty, so I feel like that's kind of nice. Um, these are feeling really good, and that's what I'm going to go with, the feeling. So this feels really good. And yeah, just having control over the weight. And that's what I keep reminding myself, because in the beginning when I would do um, these, I had no control. Just drop the weight. I mean, we're not dropping the weight because we're doing, you know, um, RDLs, but I think you guys know what I mean. When you're doing negatives, just having the control over the weight. And yeah, just also just a reminder that well, maybe after the lift we'll talk. So hold on, unless I kill myself, because I'm feeling exhausted. Man, that time I saw, forgot if it was a TikTok, when those people are like dancing while they're trying to set up. I mean, I feel that. I feel like sometimes I do that. Okay. I mean, I don't know how those looked, but they felt really great. So that was fun. I'll go ahead and do the last two sets with my music. So I guess I'm saying is I probably won't record it. Maybe the last one, I don't know. And then We have Bulgarians. Okay, so I wanted to add 5 more pounds. Um, just because it's like they felt good. I feel like if anything, maybe they can feel a little more intense. Um, but who knows? We'll see how the set goes. Oh, there was something else I wanted to say. Oh, I was gonna say ever since I've been paying attention, once my hips are done, going back, that's my cue to be like, okay, that's your rep and come back up. Because you guys know how before, and now too, I don't have any like lower back like fatigue or whatever. Like, I mean, not as intense, I guess. Or honestly, yeah, I don't even have any. But because I would go all the way down, and let me see if I can give you an example. So I would go all the way down. Okay, so it's like you come here, you should stop, but I would like go more, and I'm just being dramatic, but as in like I would want the weight to touch the ground, and I was focused on that being my cue instead of the actual like muscle movement, So, anyways, I guess I'm saying like ever since we've corrected that, or I've been doing so much better in these, and they feel way better, and I have more control over it, and the muscle just feels so much. I was gonna say alive, but it does. It feels alive. So we'll go ahead and see how this set goes. Okay, I like that. I'm glad that we added the 5. That's what I'm saying. So since we're not listening to music, I'm making sure I'm speaking positive statements in my head, as in, powerful, strong, stable, like, I don't know, things that also everyone's different. Find the positive words that work for you. Someone else may be totally different. And that's the thing too, is just like, you'll find out what your cues are and what words really get you like pumped up. And yeah, and I feel like doing that is honestly helping so much, because it's like, yeah, I don't have the music to pump me up, but it doesn't mean we can't pump ourselves up. So I guess I'm saying like I'm getting in that habit, and it's been working pretty nice. Okay, so ignore the dirty mirror, but when I was doing curls the other day, and I was telling you guys the dumbbells like hit my hips, it's because like when I sit down, this is what happens, and the dumbbells get in the way. But but so I just thought it was funny because the guy commented saying, yeah, that never happens to me. But I think my girls, also the ones that know that they carry a lot of like lower body fat on their, or lower, yeah, they carry, yeah, you guys know what I'm talking about. Oh my gosh. I wonder if you guys experience that, but you know, we make it work. Okay, so these are also feeling really good. And I'm wanting to do the first set with the 45s. And then, hey, if we need to back off the last 2, then we'll just back off. But, I want to take advantage of like my body feeling good, and seeing, what we can do with this. But knowing that these are so, these are tough. I'm not sure. Maybe I might record just one and then do the other 2 while listening to music. But we'll see. I'm gonna stay focused and just keep a positive mindset. Ooh. Okay. We did 7. Was debating, but I'm like, nah, we can do one more. And yeah, happy we did. We'll rest, and then we'll do our right leg. Remember the times where I didn't even rest doing Bulgarians? I would just go straight into the other, and then I'd be like, whoa. So feels good. And I mean, I think personally, just see what you like. I mean, hey, if you can do the same weight, well, you should be doing the same weight. If you can do it just as fine, and you go into it, I mean, I think that's fine too, I guess, if you're going off like your stronger leg. But I think a little rest is fine, or at least I've been liking that. Oh. Okay. Oh. Yeah, I'm just like really focusing on the bracing for sure. And I think anytime I have weight on top of me, I feel like I really have to, I guess, yeah, just remind myself to brace for sure. And you have to brace with everything. Brace with everything. But if you're like me and you're not good at bracing, when you have weight on top of you, I feel like it's a more of a reminder, at least for me. So that's honestly just keeping that strong. Because also when the weight's on top of you and you're not bracing, you start to, break down. And so keeping everything strong and brace, and that's helping me stay strong for the set. Ooh. 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 Okay, happy with that set. And we'll see if we record another or not. But okay, so this is the last set. We did drop it for the last one, and we dropped to 10 pounds altogether, so 5 on each side. But yeah, just really making sure, feeling it, and killing the glutes. Okay, I didn't want to do less than 8. And I knew I could do it. So, oh, oh. Also, I mean, we'll talk about it when I do my full day of eating, but making sure that the carbs that I have, or at least, let me put it this way, making sure I'm having more carbs before the workout to really just help me, make me feel good, all that stuff. And honestly, I've been loving it. And also, it kind of almost makes me even forget that I'm on a cut because I'm not hungry. I'm just like having a good meal before the gym. And then after, usually it's more of a smaller meal. And then more of the calories towards the end. That way I don't go to bed hungry and stuff. So at least that's what I've been doing, and I've been liking it. So, yeah, just I guess I'm just saying it's like I'm feeling good, even though, or at least for a cut, I'm feeling great. So, and we're continuing to lose weight. And like I said, I'll like just do a recap at the end of the week with how the weight's looking. But yeah, let's go ahead and finish the last leg, and then we're gonna do hip thrusts. It's funny sometimes the grunting sounds so dramatic, but I guess I'm saying is because I'm usually listening to my music, so I don't hear that. So it sounds funny to me, but hey, those little grunts, they help. But yeah, when you're listening to music, you don't notice that, and also when I'm listening to music too, I'm not, yeah, also distracted. Just in case there are people that make really loud noises, and but hip thrust next, and yeah. Okay, so I'm loving the squeeze we're getting with these, and I'm just really focusing on the movement. Yeah, this will be the last set. Is this on? Oh, okay. This will be the last set, and then we'll do a little posing. But yeah, let's place our feet, and then you guys will see what I mean by just having a lot of control over the reps and just really feeling it. A little button, it's all crazy. Okay. See you guys in a little bit, and I'll just clean up my area. Okay, we're gonna try posing right here. I feel like it's actually not too bad because it's like a played background and stuff. But we'll see how the pump looks. Honestly, I was talking to one of my friends or after I finished, so the pump is not exactly at its prime. Through the side. And then, oh, I like doing, so tilt the hips back and then, oh, the one that is a lot of technique is for the hamstrings. That one definitely needs some work. But and I wore leggings because it's cold, it's raining. But yeah, just keeping me comfy. I think that's about it. I know this is like this classic when people take selfies. The little, I don't even know what you would call this, but like, and it's funny too. The other side I feel like is my better side. This one feels a little awkward. But I think that's about it. And then I'm gonna go ahead and do my cardio, and then I'll see you guys in a little bit. So I'm glad because I can already tell like my mind shifting and enjoying the process of the cut and not focusing too much on the numbers and strength, even though we actually did really good today. And I think that's all that there is. Like, just try your hardest and it'll like come naturally. The strength will be there. And it's nice. I appreciate you guys like reminding me that and telling me that, and just yeah, because it's like how I told you guys, like, how we speak to ourselves really, there's reasons why we speak to ourselves that way. And acknowledging, like I said, talking to myself that way for months, being like, okay, let's get stronger, let's do this. And then automatically shifting that and being like, okay, we're not going to get stronger, but like, still be strong. And like understanding like that's, yeah, it's just funny. But like I said, I can already tell like my mindset's already like focusing on what we want to focus. And that makes me happy because today was a nice workout. And yeah, just really, really glad. And then I'm glad that if anything, like me doing this and like talking out loud, honestly, it's helping me get to know how my mind works better too, because I see how I do speak to myself. I see how my thought process is with things and that. And I mean, at the end of the day, like, it's just, it helps me. It honestly does. It helps me see like, oh, Isabel, you keep focusing on this, like, but it doesn't, if anything, like it's not helping, or maybe, you need to focus on that. Do you see how happy you get when you see it that way? Or I don't know. And then also it's really nice because like you know, the ones that, have been following along, and I feel like you guys already are getting to know me better, and it's just nice how you guys go about approaching something. And I just appreciate like how respectful you guys are. And I think that's just, I don't know, because like, I guess just to put it, I feel like I guess I'm saying is, you guys already know, the thing I really appreciate about a person is just how kind and respectful and considerate they are. Like, to me, that speaks so much. And it's just, I don't know, I guess I'm saying like when I see that, like sometimes in the comments, you guys are actually super nice with each other. And it makes me so happy because sometimes you know, it's easier to focus on all like the bad and all, like it's very hard for people to be or take the higher, like, and be nice, and it's harder for people to be nice and considerate and stuff. But that's why that's why I tell you guys, like, when I see that, like, I don't know, I'm like, I see a strong person, and it makes me respect them, and so it's just a nice reminder, like, be the change that you want to see in the world. And if you feel like there's not enough, you know, I don't know, nice people out there, then it's just like, let's start with ourselves and go from there. And also too, like, you'll attract the people that are similar to you and stuff. And it's like, if you are upset, and feel like there isn't, anyone that gets you or whatever, it's just like, like, hey, well, maybe it just, maybe, like, if anything, like, well, you know what? I don't even want to go there either, because you know what? So I feel like you guys get what I'm saying, but I guess I'm saying is just like, I I really appreciate you guys, and if anything, yeah, just making this process such, I don't know, an enjoyable and educational, like, process, I guess. And I'm glad that I did follow through with making videos, and I stopped stepping aside, how I told you guys, I just was so used to doing that, because I would always be like, well, someone else can do it better, so I will let them do it, or I will do, just always stepping aside. And because at the end of the day, like, I'm just like, well, if people can learn, like, that's all I want. I want people to get better. I want them to learn. And if, if someone else can do it better, like, say something better or teach someone better, like, then I want them to hear it from them, or this or that. And I don't know, but also realizing there's a lot of, like, misinformation out there, and it makes me sad, because I'm just like, oh, I don't want people to feel like that's how they have to approach it, or this is how they're supposed to do something, or this or that. And, like, that's why I always tell you guys, like, whatever is going to help you get better, like, that's what we need to focus on. Don't focus on, like, this is what someone said I need to do, or live my life, and this is X, Y, and Z, and I have to do that, like, because then I'll be happy. It's like, well, well, maybe it'll make them happy, like the other person telling you, maybe it made them happy, but doesn't mean it's gonna make you happy. And I feel like people don't approach that enough, like, in that direction. And if anything, I just, always want to remind you guys that, or at least, I hope you find out what things that make you happy, and what gets you motivated, what makes you feel the best. And, finding that out for yourselves, it's not going to be an easy, and I mean, I think that's the beauty in it too. Like, we're all very different, and it's fun to know what those things are for you. But I, but yeah, I think I'll end it there. And yeah, I just am excited for back day tomorrow, and back and triceps. But yeah, and I'll talk to you guys, you know, I would say, well, tomorrow, technically. Yeah, I mean, technically, I will be uploading this one tonight, and then tomorrow, that will be uploaded tomorrow. So I'll see you guys then.